All right, we're here with Roshon and Roy Fegan, the father and son acting conglomerate. It's now a conglomerate. When we're on take two, it's bigger and better. Roshon was just on Dancing with the Stars. He's on Disney's Shake It Up. He's was in Camp Rock. Roy has been acting for a number of years. What brought you two to the acting world? When did you decide, Roy, that you wanted to act, and Roshon, did you always wanted to follow in your father's footsteps?
Well, actually,
I just followed him.
I followed him. You see, the way this all started was, I started at 8 years old.
8 years old?
Yeah, and it was fun because it was just like play production. They did a play called Roy. You didn't know that, did you?
No, I had no idea.
Told him this. This is good. This is exclusive, man.
Roy.
Yeah, well, that's when you really don't have a script, and you're on the playground, and some guy who's really like the coach says, "Hey, I'm now a director," and I fell into it, and they said, "We'll call it Roy." So I danced a little, kind of starred in the show. I don't know if you remember the Staple Singers. You're almost old.
Man, in between old and
almost,
young.
I said. Anyway, I played the old man. See, I was playing old man before I was old. And that kind of led me into acting, and here I am, did some movies with Robert Townsend, The Wayans, and just started writing and directing, and this guy just took it to the next level.
And when did you decide to father?
Talk
about the real scoop. When did you decide to follow in your father's footsteps? No father, not yet. Unless you're giving me the real scoop.
There's no scoop there,
Yeah.
ice cream. Basically, since I was born, I've always hung with my dad on everything he's done, and I was just like in the middle of everything. So automatically, I just grew a passion for it and wanted to do it. And I don't know when I was like, oh, this is what I want to do. It was just like natural.
Okay.
Very natural.
And what about your dancing? Did that come naturally as well?
I think it all just happened at the same time.
Okay.
I was always pumped and fed with like lots of entertainment, lots of art. So Michael Jackson was always playing constantly, and it was always more than just watching, but kind of analyzing and being taught how it actually works, and knowing how it works because I was on set with him when I was a baby. I started really understanding the concept of entertainment and making people happy. So
even though he ignored it, as you know, young
like,
kids are not looking at what you're doing, but they're totally absorbing. I mean, there was instruments around, worked with a lot of famous Grammy Award artists and stuff, which all, always loved him, Cutie Pie, Dimples and stuff, and he would go, yeah, get over there and work with my dad, because I'm really not interested in any of this right now, and I'll play with your toys here while you go rehearse. Usually was a keyboard or drums.
The band was always just sitting around.
Yeah, so he actually absorbed real music. I was kind of a playwright, wrote music and dabbled in it, and was successful doing my own shows. But I had no idea that a little genius mad scientist was in the corner,
Genius mad scientist.
And literally, he plays all the instruments, drums, piano, guitar, and composes all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, so, I always needed a band and an orchestra, and I could have just put all the focus here. And he just he played me.
No, I didn't know. I didn't know what I was doing. I just copied them.
And now,
it just happened.
You were just on Dancing with the Stars. Still mad at America for you getting eliminated as early as you did. A little bummed about that. So how was that experience overall?
I think it was a crazy experience for everyone in my family and just me, and it was a memory that would never be replaced. It was something special. I think the coolest part was getting to know so many cool people. Everyone in the cast was a different person. Had new things to bring to me, new things that I learned from them, and it was just inspiring, and I learned a lot about myself too, that I could get things done under a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure, man. There was so much pressure. Yeah. We started actually driving for him, which, he has his own pad, his own car, but it's like, 12-hour days, with him also dabbling a little in his music at night when he didn't go straight into an unconscious state of mind. But this guy worked harder and I work hard myself, but this guy worked harder, bigger and better than I've ever seen any artist, any producer, any director do. And, I'm proud of, how hard he worked and how he executed. During the process, we were in the middle of a real estate deal, And one of the funny stories was, as great as he was, I wouldn't watch the rehearsals because then you see, the show.
Yeah,
and I'm real close to him, so we do everything together. And I don't give him advice about dance because my moves are old. So what could I actually help and do? So, but I started dancing. I'm pretty good at it, but it was like there's nothing I can do to save him here.
Yeah, that was my next question actually, because not to throw you under the bus, because I'm extremely appreciative that you're doing this interview, but I did see a clip of you, throwing your dad under the bus with his older music that he only could dance to,
I saw that.
and that was very funny.
You
Actually.
saw that clip, you didn't see the one where I was released blood.
No, I didn't see the one where he gave me my props and my dap. But what I was gonna say is pretty much, when I saw how hard he worked, this guy is not loving this interview process, but we're at the Beekman Hotel. That helps us get a free room next time.
Yeah.
It's awesome here. Looking over the whole city here and the river.
Pretty nice.
But anyway, you can cut that part out if we don't get the discount.
Absolutely.
Anyway, watching him work was like, the triple threat that he is. He's killing it. He's doing these awesome rehearsals all day, all week. And then because we're in the middle of a real estate deal, literally before he goes on, literally you go, did he close yet? And this is like minutes before going out there to dance. And I'm like, not yet. And so he comes off, maybe did a great job, or maybe he went into the bottom, usually the bottom. But he's not depressed about being in the bottom. He's like, here from the real estate agent. And I'm like, dude, it's like this is more of a priority, which is really in my opinion, the key to success. You don't chase it. He didn't really get caught up into the Dancing with the Stars or the acting world or the entertainment world. He got caught up into whatever he was going after, his passion, whether it was a new loft, which did close.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The loft did close. Or whether it was his music, which he chases after and it runs faster. So far he hasn't.
It's pretty fast, yeah. It's got some new shoes.
He had the tail one time. But meanwhile, all these other deals close around him.
Yeah.
Disney shows, Camp Rock 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sorry, you went too far with that.
Right.
But I'm just impressed how he focuses. He's able to have all these other things on his plate, and then even still handle the things down here and execute them without it being, most people can't do two things at once. I'm watching the triple threat, and I think we got to change him to now. What do you go through?
I don't know, quadruple, and then
what else can you do?
That,
Do you have a sport that you can play?
Absolutely not.
Okay, well, you gotta go cooking, something.
I got
No, you
sport. I can cook a little bit.
No, he got out of that, but he started drawing first.
I do a little baking. I can get with some baking.
He got into the baking, he got into the drawing, he got into the drum playing.
I skateboard.
All right.
I've been skateboarding since I was.
You could be in, what do they call that, extreme sport?
no,
It's
not
like extreme sports.
Dude,
Yeah.
that was totally getting ready to take us to another world. We were all at the,
X Games.
Right, that's what I was
He's
thinking.
Every
buying
year,
skateboards. My wife and I are looking like, is this what he's going to break his ankles, right? And so we're like, okay, we'll get him the board. And it was like, but isn't he trying to dance a little too? It was like, he's going to break his ankles.
He's going to break his ankles.
So, I knew it because I can't do any really great sports, although I have a mean hook shot.
Yeah.
Lakers, I'm available.
There you go. Now, what advice would you give to people who are just starting out?
One, just make sure you really want it, because too many people that really do want it, and if you waste your time, you're wasting a lot of opportunities for other people. You know what I mean? And then I think just sticking to it. You just gotta
Stick to it.
I messed that word up.
You don't want to say it on
It's early, so I don't want to try that.
stick-to-itiveness.
Stick-to-itiveness.
Which is a
I
word.
worked it out.
It's a thing that I taught him early, and I literally saw the word in the dictionary, so we didn't make it up. Stick-to-itiveness.
Yeah, just stick to it and just do it long enough where you believe it, you make people believe it, and you just you gotta fake it till you make it, I guess.
That's a good thing, because if you believe it, and I teach a little acting when I can't get directing jobs. Holla at me, studios.
So I'm getting you on the Lakers, we're getting you a free room here, and we're getting you a directing job.
Yeah, man, can I get some directing jobs?
We got a lot of jobs coming.
So
I'm your new agent.
Teaching.
No, do that.
No, I like to teach. I mean, one of the things that, the best thing about teaching is when people actually learn. And he was my first student. And, he's the one that literally excelled. He's the one, when I directed and had all these wonderful things going as an actor and director and producer, I was like, wow, I'm looking at all this stuff I do. But
Well, I think I was listening to you teaching them, but I was the only one listening. I think that was the dare.
No,
I was there.
no, you weren't the only one listening. You were the only one that was able to execute in the fashion.
Okay, I guess, yeah.
To absorb, to digest the way I kind of cram stuff and information.
Yeah, I got
and to a person's soul and permeate it into their their being is almost like that's too much. But the way I teach is it's okay because all this will come natural later. I tell you all this stuff. You're like, look, you're telling me 1,000 things at once. Like this is gonna really sink in.
Yeah.
But what happens is, and he's a witness. I'm watching him execute all those things later. It's like, you remember? And he's like, Dad, I got this. Now he's using these terms. I do this. I got this, Dad. And I'm like, you know what, son? You do got this. And I've watched him being 20 years old. Maybe 15 years. Well, I was actually teaching when you were in your mommy's stomach.
Yeah, I know.
This is stage right. This is stage. Downstage, son. Downstage.
What are you doing? It's too down.
One of the things I did with Roshon was totally bond with him when he was a day old. I took him on the set of a commercial when he was 2 days old, literally holding him like a football.
Nice.
A friend of mine named Joe, who's a big director, held him. Joe's got a hand big as, this table. He held him and kind of tossed him in the air. And I'm like, okay, give me my baby back. But,
Give me my baby back.
not my ribs.
That was coming out of my mouth next, but I didn't want to sidetrack.
My baby back ribs. But I knew right away that this kid was special, and it was almost like that was almost, in a sense, blessing him into the business. Joe is a Clio winning director. And
yeah,
Joe's kind of a meanie, and I've been called kind of a tough director myself. And
that guy's pretty mean.
one of the things that I think Roshon has is the toughest skin in showbiz, because I did. Oh, you got tough skin, baby.
It's pretty smooth though, dude.
I told like your character
Yeah,
is
it's
smooth.
kind of smooth.
But I told him when I was tough with him that I don't want some director, some producer, some network, some person breaking you down. That's my job, because I'm going to break you down. That no one else could break you down.